Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to BlackOut Casting 2. Tonight we got two big games. First one is casting on the BlackOut Gaming, or BlackOut Casting, no, Gaming. I do believe it's BlackOut Gaming 1. And it's, I do believe it's Lithuania versus Germany. And tonight, we're going to be casting on BlackOut Gaming 2, a game between Belgium and England. I am Jake, on camera is Arjax, and of course, tonight with me is none other than Sigafoo. How are you, ma'am?
I am doing awesome. Glad to see some more Nations Cup action. I've been waiting for this for a while. We saw the cast of the USA game match. Yesterday there was a little bit of a roll. Hopefully we'll see a little bit better match here tonight between these two teams. I don't know. What are your feelings? Do you feel like these teams are evenly matched out here tonight, or do you feel like there is one team who's looking particularly better?
Well, I'm not gonna lie that I really do think that England is very strong. I mean, last year they've been runner-ups. They got second place, lost to Sweden in the finals, so they've always had a really good roster. They have plenty of players to choose from, obviously, led by Hildreth. So, it's a very strong roster all around. They have a couple of newer names, though, that haven't played last year, like, for example, Cherry Rendezvous, who is the engineer for Chess Club. Was engineer last season. I do believe he's going to be next season, and of course, he's playing tonight. Of course, have people like Bubble Bobbler, Granja Bob. It's just like kind of like those legends of English TF2 scene. But on the other side, you have actually quite a few good names as well. You have Zero, who played some top sixes as a demo man. I do believe he's playing Sniper tonight. I'm not sure. They have Spire as well, Spellion on the demo, I think. Yeah. So they have a couple of good players, but I am not going to lie that they're definitely underdogs, Belgium, in this matchup here.
Yeah, absolutely. So is most of the team for the England, are they like off of one team in particular, or is it a really truly like a melting pot of all the different teams from the ETF2L?
It is a melting pot. I mean, as I said, a couple of people are from High Panda, of course. You have Hildreth and Granja Bob. But obviously you have Oxo Kuboid, who's going to play Pirate tonight, as well as Oxy, who's I do believe a medic, and he played many seasons for Team Column Slash. So those are like kind of the names. Like, they're kind of different than last season. Kind of few fresh faces for the national team, but definitely not fresh faces for the TF2 scene. So they have that going on. As for Belgium, I mean, they have a couple of known names on the TF2 scene that played in top leagues, but majority is quite new.
Yeah, so here we go. We got the ready-ups happening up. So we are going to have England starting out on the red side on defense here, as the sides are coming off on the hill. That, of course, is to give metal to the engineer to help him build up here. As we have Belgium on the blue on the offense side, 45 seconds until gates down. As we're seeing a pretty traditional setup out of the English engineer Cherry Rendezvous.
Yeah, like, talk me through it. I mean, you're the engineer main to the heart, so talk me through what does this tree spot provide for your team, what it doesn't provide for your team.
Yeah, so this spot right here is going to basically give you that ability to challenge anybody. So the people who come down from the flank side, looks like he's moving it to a little bit more of an aggressive position. This is a little bit more risky position. I don't usually like it because you can spam it from the hillside. But it will protect against those early bombers if Belgium does send those out. Usually you have a suicide wave of your soldier and Delman, sometimes your scout or spy, to try to do an early bomb in the medic to get the medic to force to pop the Uber. And so this will protect against that, but during pushes it's actually in a little bit of a weak spot here as the gates are down, and we're seeing Belgium slowly push this card. Here comes the first bomb out, actually from the Delman way up in the skybox, trying to get something down onto the medic, doesn't find him, gets some Siggies onto the heavy, but that's not going to do anything here as the soldier's coming with a direct hit onto the player out when he gets bounced off.
As Granja Bob doing some work on the left side, stabbing the engineer, probably doing some sneaky action on the left side. As England so far defending very well against this onslaught of Belgian soldiers, demos, and everyone else trying to push the cart as far as possible before they actually pop the Uber. As we can, Medic is still holding on the left side, but he's coming out with the Demo Man, walking on this little hillside, trying to spam some sticks onto the Sentry, but it's way too far for the Demo to actually take any damage on it. And then there goes a nice step by Granja Bob and Spelly delaying this attack of the Belgian team.
Yeah, it's not going to delay too long, but that's going to be definitely about 20 seconds off here. It's actually the Hildreth getting very aggressive here over the hillside, getting off some nice stuff here. There's a lot of kills out actually coming in the favor of England. Obviously, that's not going to make a huge difference. It's just going to slow down that push. The respawns, they're so quick in the favor of the offense here. They're hard to come up, but they got a nice sticky trap. Actually, the Heavy gets killed before the sticky trap can go off here. And again, Belgium just not even able to find their feet to be able to push through this first point.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for them, but they got really quick respawns here as they kind of died to the spam coming out of Hildreth and Bubble Bubbler on the core offensive classes here. As you can look at the spot on the flank over there, looking to get a stab or a sap. He's not yet decided what to do. Right now, he's the only chance for Belgium to push it relatively easy, as on the left side there's been a Contra popped up on Buttnose, Samsky actually in Buttnose, doing some nice work on the flank, trying to delay the Belgian attackers as much as possible, wait as much time as possible, as none of the Ubers actually haven't popped yet.
And finally, Spyro actually gets a nice stab onto Bubble Bobbler there, so that's no Heavy, as actually the Grenchabob returns with a frag of his own here, as we do get the Ubers traded out here. Pyro doing a good job on the England side, pushing him back. Actually, Heavy's pretty exposed here. He should go down. That he does, in fact, go down here, as Belgium basically traded Ubers. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world to trade Ubers. They did not really get anything out of that, as Spelly does go down to a nice push there by Buttnose the Scout on the English side here, as Belgium's still not able to take any ground. They traded Ubers, but they had so many deaths that nobody was able to push after that.
I mean, I wanted to point out that Edie, the Heavy for a Belgian team, actually is using the Tomislav. It's just kind of unusual for Heavies to use that, but it gives you some sort of advantage in terms of a faster spin-up time and better accuracy, which actually helps in long-range spamming stuff. As you can see, Sack on the right side with the direct hit, trying to get some ground up, as being pushed out by Officer Cuboid. So he's not going to do much in this push right here, as Oxy and Casual actually getting near to the 100%. It's going to be another exchange unless something ridiculous happens. As we can see, Grenchabob is looking for a stab on that demo man. Spelly, he needs to watch out.
Yeah, and so Spelly getting very aggressive on the card here. Grenchabob just times his stab a little bit too soon here, as the 100% comes up for the Belgian side here, as it looks like they are wanting to do something. They have so many players in the same spot. They got to be careful, as Hildreth is sitting just on the other side. Finally, looks like that Uber's going to be popped off here, as to get Spelly pushing across the point. Spyro doing a good job on the counter pop on the English side, popping with Hildreth there. Doing a good job getting some damage down. It's actually the medic's caught in the corner, goes down fairly low here, but this might be enough to get the cart captured, as a Heavy staying down the cart. Hildreth does finally get one sticky to land on top of that, and actually Demo Man goes down as well here, as the medic also went down there for Belgium. So Belgium's push there again just being completely shut down by England, but nice job by Grenchabob securing that medic pick.
Yeah, that was actually a very good push by Belgium here. They managed to get some footing on the ground near the cart and push it quite far. But, you know, you have a soldier of Contra that has it up and just pops it, like, you know, on Buttnose and Samsky on the flank, and just do a lot of work here. Cloudy is getting unstoppable with that sniper rifle. He's not been killed yet. He's just getting killed for his team, and as we see, it's an 11th for him on 0. As actually, look, we can see that England is actually losing the ground. No, stop that. Caster's Curse, as they're just kind of walking in with the medic kills in the Heavy. Bubble Bubble are leading the charge, trying to deal as much damage as physically possible, being in the team. Push them back, as we can hear the announcer. 60 seconds to go, and we still haven't seen Belgium push to the first point.
Yeah, they've gotten closer. Actually, his Casual gets down to 29 HP, and then a freaking sticky from out of nowhere. Hildreth does take him down. This is going to prompt an Uber pop, actually. Might have been, I'm not sure what Oxy was thinking there. It was a little bit of an odd one, but it looks like English side is going to hold on to this first point despite giving up that capture. So it's going to give the Belgian a chance to be able to push here, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a little bit risky here as the soldier jumping over to the cart, but he goes down as Cloudy's on a 15 kill streak right now on Sniper.
Yeah. The only difference here, like the spawns stay the same for each team after the first point is being capped. The difference is the timers, as blue team is going to have much faster timers once they cap the first point. As we can see, England's still kind of being besieged here, as Belgium is moving in a much more aggressive position, as Uber is about equal here. It's 80% for both of the medics, and Soldier Sack for the Belgian team, as they're taking some offensive position, trying to get some poke out. But looks like we see English team just moving completely out. They decided, okay guys, we've delayed enough here. Let's push back. Let's set up another good defense on the second point, not let the enemy team go anywhere near.
And that was a fantastic withdrawal by English there. You know, we always call it the good pushes on offense, but being able to pull out at the right time and pull out your team together is a skill set of its own here. As we do have the English side on the new traditional hold, kind of the upward new meta of holding on the cliff side here, or like kind of aggressively over the hill. As I'm just trying to find where the action is right now, as Bubble Bobbler did get stabbed there, so no heavy on this side. As Casual actually went down there by Samsky. And dropping that Uber, so just Belgium not able to get a good push off here. As wait, did I see that wrong? I'm crazy, aren't I?
Yep. You mean the almost 20 streak by the sniper?
Yes.
Yeah, he's 20 strong, and he still wants more. He hasn't yet died this game, and the Belgian team really has a lot of trouble doing this. As there's a crit streak popped on the heavy. As Butnos works on his way on the casual, the medic for Belgian team, and this crit streak has been neutralized quite efficiently by the English national team. As Zero trying to work on the enemy core, taking down Hildref is going to be really crucial here in the next push, but they do not have the medic, and any push without the medic is actually kind of risky here, as the other team has heals. Well, you know, you're fighting against a two and a half team if you don't have any heals yourself.
Finally, the Belgian side is taking over this hill. That's what you kind of need. I mean, you need to be able to control this if you can. Actually, the Demo Man goes down there by a nice play by the Soldier. That's a good trade to take in most situations here. As both medics are about 70%, so even Ubers basically. As Heavy and Pyro are kind of taking around this corner. The card is getting relatively close. Only 60 seconds left on the clock, though, for Belgium to be able to capture this card. As Scouts just kind of peeking on the card. Just kind of touching here. So we are going to see an Uber exchange here pretty shortly.
Yeah, as both medics actually have their charges ready to go, as there's a quick fix on casual, so it's slightly less useful, but you know, it provides a lot of heals, so we can see something happen as well as no knockback. As this whole window area has been spammed out by Hildref, doing nice work trying to keep them out, as Heavy is being separated from the combo. ED trying to do as much as possible, takes out the sentry. But he's the only casualty here, as the English national team is getting kind of scattered around. As Belgium working their way up and trying to push this card as far as possible, as the timer is slowly running out for them.
Yeah, and Grenja Bob actually had a play onto Casual there, but wasn't able to secure the kill, as Casual actually uses melee to defend himself and ultimately came away with it here, as they do come down with that second point. So what actually like quite a cluster of a play there actually ended up with Belgium on the positive side of that here, as we are seeing a fairly aggressive sentry position go down pretty early out of Cherry, and it looks like we're just kind of holding this house right now, Belgium looking to try to take some ground here and establish themselves, at least to get a little bit more forward on the third point.
I can see Granger Bokan trying to work his way up on the cart. He gets a shiv on the edge. It's not going to work out too well, as England is getting a lot of trouble here, and looks like Spyro tried to go for the medic, but it gets him Spyro, the retaliation. As quickly has been positive, you know, given that he's being built much faster, but as Uber just in time to save the medic and his Demo Man here, pushing the enemy team back, but they lost quite a few players there, as there's a Spyro behind the enemy lines, working his way up as well, trying to scatter them as much as possible and give his team time to push the card here.
Wow, that was quite a play there, actually, as the Pyro continues. That's a 6k out of that Pyro, purely off of that push. Absolutely great play there by the Belgian Pyro, along with Spelly helping clean up those kills. That's virtually a wipe on the English team here, as they have that quick fix already coming through 50% here, as the Heavies push up that stairwell, but that's the push that the Belgian needs. That's the momentum they need here, as they did take the third point pretty quickly here, as Belgium's just trying to take over this stairwell upper area onto last, as it looks like the Heavy's going to win against the Pyro there on the English side, as Casual is coming to 100% charge, as actually it looked like Oxy did go down there to a play by Zero.
Oh, no, no. Whoa, Grinja Bob just got a stab of Casual, dropping the 100% quick fix. So no push coming out of Belgium just yet, as England's grabbing their footing here on the last point, setting some kind of a defense here with Check Rendezvous, then at level 2 up to level 3. Hildref being really aggressive on the window area, as well as Heavy Bobbler defending as well as hard as they possibly can here, and actually regain this control over the top area with the windows. So that's going to be very important in the next push, depending on what his team actually decides to do. And looks like they opted for a crit streak once again.
Yeah, Kritzkrieg can be fairly interesting for this last point. I mean, usually teams tend to be grouped up in kind of the same area. I've actually seen it pretty effective. We've seen it a couple times actually in North America, particularly. I remember there's kind of a notable one in, I think, a Highlander finals where they ended up pushing with the Kritzkrieg into the last point and basically wiped a team by doing that here, as Casual is at that 100%. So it'll be interesting to see where they decide to push with it.
Yeah, both teams actually have 100% charge ready to go, and up to Casual once to pop it. There's a Grand Bob sitting right there, and gets a step on the demo, delaying the attack even more. But no, Bubble Bobbler getting in with the Uber charge, actually trying to get some aggressive kills, and it's actually usually good if you want to give your engineer some time to rebuild. But in this situation, I only got about 2-3 kills, and blue team respawns unusually fast.
Yeah, and so here we go. That Uber charge was popped off, so that's going to give the Kritzkrieg to be all that more effective. Devilman and Heavy pushing up from the lower side, trying to get into the higher area. Kritzkrieg is popped off. Grinch Bob is actually dancing on top of the head. That's actually delaying a lot of the Kritzkrieg from being able to be used on the rest of his team. Grinch Bob does go down there. Pyro challenging the Engineer and Heavy here. Going to actually back off there, as nobody is actually in this upper area, and actually the medic and the English side has rotated to be in the lower area, so basically they traded spaces here, as the Pyro's doing a good job reflecting them and defending his medic. And that's actually going to come out quite in the favor of the English side here, it seems so, or maybe not here, as the Heavy's actually on the cart, but the Pyro and Medic do get back up to the upper area as the Pyro goes to defend the cart. Nice job to slow that push down.
Oxa Cubot actually doing a lot of that like last 30 to 60 seconds, pushing down the enemy team off the stairs, delaying the Kritzkrieg, and then just cleaning up the cart from two people pushing it. So it's really just overall very good job, as he's right now holding with Oxy on a window area, being spammed out by Spelly, trying to keep them off the cart. This cart is currently being pushed by the Scout and the Pyro, and there he goes in.
Map awareness.
I didn't even see that. I was like England in this situation. I didn't even see the cart being pushed, and there you go. Well,
yeah, I mean, I was kind of like, just like, I like at the last second, I mean, I was watching the medic, you know, he was getting spammed down so well. You know, went down to like 20, 30 HP, was forced to pop, and then the cart just, like, I think he was so distracted with that play, so distracted with that nobody was paying attention to the cart, and just a nice job by Belgium to sneak that in here as we are on our first pause, it looks like, of the game.
Yeah, remember that we have a pause 90 seconds in the future, so we might not know what's going to happen yet, but once again, that was really good play by Belgium. I mean, they really have a rough time here as they're playing England. England is a really established team. They have a lot of good players, but, you know, Belgium also has a few tricks up their sleeve, as we can see. That they struggle on the first and second points, but the third point has been tapped really fast. The last point has been basically sneaked in with England didn't, like, not even notice the fact. So definitely can't pose as a danger here for England. As, you know, England kind of caught off guard and not really respecting their enemies here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it seems like England is, you know, a little bit, you know, I don't know if you can kind of tell, but I don't know, you always can just, like, get a little bit of a sense out of positioning, out of people when they, like, get just a little bit too aggressive, like, they get a little bit cocky, and I felt like England was getting more and more cocky kind of as the game went on, and then ended up kind of get punished for that as the final cap with Belgium. Even the third point there, you know, just like, I think Belgium's kind of finding their rhythm here. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, they now have the defensive side to see if they'll be able to hold that time. I mean, 12 minutes and 38 seconds is not a very good time at all. I mean, it's a fairly slow time for upward. Usually you want to hit around like the 7 to 8 minute mark. But that definitely is holdable if you can kind of play your cards right. But either way, even if they aren't able to hold off this round, I think they showed this good signs, at least for the next time they do start off on offense.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that if we look at the top fraggers for the last round, Cloudy, the sniper for England, has 31 frags. Second place was Samsky, the soldier from England as well, 20. 11 frags difference, and remember that he almost got like 20 streak or even more, and then again, once he respawned, he got an 11th streak. This guy twice this game and got 31 frags. Like, this is just insane this performance right here from Cloudy. And probably is what actually delayed Belgium on the first 2 points that much, is just Cloudy alone. I wouldn't, like, I would not be surprised if he actually was the contributor to why the time is so good for England and not so good for Belgium.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Well, especially when you're a sniper and you're not getting pressured that hard. You know, Belgium struggled to, you know, kind of pierce through the English defense in that first point. And when a sniper, especially a great sniper, who can get comfortable, they don't have to worry about to look around. They don't have to worry about being pressured from bombs or just little chip shots. You know, they can absolutely do work, and Cloudy kind of showed that in that first point. I felt like, you know, Belgium on the last offense in the first point in particular, it just felt like they kept suiciding too much. Like, each player just kind of kept running in like lemmings, one by one. They would run into like a 2v1 or like a 1v3 situation or something just really bad. They die, and then, you know, it just... it's like you can't really expect much. I think if Belgium was just a little bit more patient on their pushing, making sure that they push together, they would have had a lot more success. And you know, you saw that success on that third point when they pushed together with that Uber charge. As unpause is happening here, we're back into setup time. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I like to see on the Belgian side, at least on offense, is making sure they're not pushing in one by one here, as we are back, and yeah, both mechs building up here, and I'll have to refresh my HUD to see how much time we have left until it opens up, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Belgium can do on defense here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're gonna have a rough time here, as the time shows us 12 minutes and 38 seconds to go for England, so that's plenty of time to push in, and it's gonna be rough time here, but well, if they actually you know, have a couple more tricks up their sleeve, just not just one, they should be just fine. So the gates should go down any second now, and we'll see how the position is gonna be for the attacking team. Looks like they're just sending out a spy, Grinjabob, to scout out the area, being invisible and all. You know, that's what spies do usually. Be invisible and be in the way.
So he actually did take half damage there, as he looks like he's trying to get in position behind the Demo Man. Grinjabob actually decloaks. There you go, nice opening frag there on his belly. So Demo Man on this defense for the next 10 seconds. As it looks like the cart's being pushed up. No early bombs, actually, just as I say, the Hildreth comes in over the top, lands actually on top of the playground, gets a nice kill onto Zero, so no sniper here on the red side. As that's a good frag. We just talked about what Cloudy did on that first point. No sniper here. That's going to give a little bit more comfort to the English side on offense here, as they're pushing up the cart pretty far.
Yeah, exactly, and still, both Ubers are ready to go, but we can see Sam's keeping in a very crucial spot here for his team, getting this high ground, but we can see this sentry position actually holds out the top, so Sophie cannot really get an easy way in without getting shot at, and we can see, as a flying engineer, as Uber has been popped on each side, trying to spread this Uber as much as possible, and most of it for England's team was focused on Ox, the Q-Boy, trying to push the enemy team back. But it looks like England have not capitalized much on this push, but remember, they have a medic up, and they have like heals ready to go as Bubble Bubble goes down to a couple of sticks from Spelly. There's some fire exchange going down here, as Medic's kind of trying to get himself behind this rock, not to get out of position too much, and have, as we can see, is another pause.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that England did not punish Belgium for their positioning right there. You know, post-Uber exchange, and Belgium kind of dug their heels in rather than backing out, which ended up working out in their favor. But the medic, if you can see right now, the medic is staying directly underneath the awning of Playground, as, I don't know, different teams call it different things, but, you know, kind of that upper area. Yeah. But the med pack, that is a completely, like, that's a very dangerous position for a medic to be in when you're being pushed into, because you have no escape and you have all splash damage walls around you. And that's where he opted to go right after the Uber push. If England just went forward and just suicided because they saw the medic beam and where the medic was located, I guarantee they would have gotten the kill onto casual there, and then that would have opened up this whole push. Because even if they died, even if you lost 3 people in that exchange, you respawn in 5 seconds, you push again, but now your medic's going to have 50% advantage. I just was really surprised that, just off of England's aggression, off of all of their, you know, previous on defense, that they didn't have that aggressiveness on offense was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, that's completely true. I mean, when I play medic here on outboard, I only sit on that one spot if I have Uber and we just want to hold aggressively, because I know my team will be forward, will be able to protect me from, you know, any jumpers or anyone that would want to kill me. But if the enemy team is actually on the defensive side, as you can see where the red positioning is, being in that spot and without the Uber is probably the worst spot you can possibly be in, because, you know, you have only picked classes that can kill you from afar. And simply, if you're in that spot, you know, you're back to the wall, you're not gonna get stabbed, you're not gonna get sniped, but you'll be spammed by the Demo Man. And Hildreth, you know, he abuses things. He likes to abuse people. He'll abuse that positioning as well.
Yeah, and the other thing that I see kind of the weakness of the Belgians' first hold is that they have not had anybody on the left side flank. As you can see, we have Hildreth, who's way behind. He's about to die. The scout over here, the mini sentry, and then the medic and soldier. As the spy, actually, Spyro was actually in a really good spot to be able to make a play here on the medic once the unpause happens here. But like nobody, the entire first round, I don't think there's been anybody can contest this. And like, you know, it's not a bad idea just to bring numbers forward on that side and just push through, take over the flank side, because if a team's not holding it, like it basically, because if you push successfully through the flank, you actually cut off the retreat from the red team. I don't know, Belgium. I just like maybe their flank classes, like that's really the you know need of the flank classes. But that's what England did so well, is they shut that flank side down on their defense, and they didn't allow any ground to be taken from that for free. And it's kind of just interesting to see that. But I think that's going to be ultimately the downfall of this first point.
Yeah, definitely. Well, so we're just waiting for the pause to go off.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, they did a good first defensive hold there on that first Uber.
Definitely, it was just a pretty good defense here, as you said before. I mean, England actually had a chance to punish Belgium for just being out of position, but they just didn't capitalize on this. They decided to be a little on the defensive side. They lost their heavy on the card, and once they lost their heavy, they decided, okay, we'll just back out, hide behind the rock. It's safe there. Wait for Uber to build up again, and try to poke out some damage. And as you can see on the left side, we have a scout and a demo man. Hildreth actually looking to fall off, as he does not have that much health, and you know, he's just floating in the air. But of course, you have just this. I don't know. Like it looks like it's gonna be a decent-ish push for here if they distract enough. At the same time, none of your teams have their Uber, so it's just gonna be a push, I guess. Try to do something without like wasting too much time.
Yeah, so let's let me try to see if I can pull up the website here. Do you know who is in the bracket with Belgium and England?
Pull it up as you said. Hold on. The group stage still, so no worries yet. They're with Wales and Belgium. They're Group A, and they only have 2 other enemies. There's just only 3 teams in the A bracket.
So we do get the unpause coming back in here. Is actually Spyro did get Oxy there in that really nice position he set himself up in. So that's going to get Belgium, not only with that aggressive hold that they did, it's going to keep them able to hold this here. But as I said, they need to control that flank side here as Soldier is coming. Actually, as Cherry Rendezvous pushing around, gets popped up back onto playground, opting to back out there as Casual now sitting at about a 70% Uber advantage. Now you're not going to push aggressively with that because there's no ground you can take off of it. But it's going to at least give you some comfort here as they're holding fairly aggressively, as England getting incredibly aggressive on this push with the Kong.
Yeah, and that's what he needs to do. I mean, Conch, the more damage you put out, the more heals you get. So basically that's the whole mindset of this weapon. But Belgium did not panic in the situation. They decided to hold their ground, and actually worked out well for them, as England has been pushed back once again. We can see Grenfell trying to do some shenanigans behind, but he's not able to do anything here. As Hildreth trying to get some ground as well on the left side. Card provides some cover, but not that much. As you can see, Casual 100% Uber holding it in that little narrow corner with the health back, trying to keep his team healthy. As just a couple of kills exchanged, just waiting for England to push in. I mean, they're just wasting their time at this point, losing a couple of players here and there to the sniper. But, you know, respawns for the blue team always so fast, you don't even notice it.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing, though, is look at how much England's free ground they're taking. I mean, the thing is that they're dying at inopportune times. Usually that's actually Spyro stepping up there, I think he got a 2K and then another step on Hildreth. So he keeps taking down Hildreth, who I think is one of the people on England who seems to be instigating the pushes here. But they're getting so far up before they're even taking any damage. Now we do finally get the Uber popped up onto England's side. Counter pop comes off from Belgium. Actually, the Pyro for Belgium doing a good job of isolating Hildreth there, who's getting stuck in the corner. Is he going to be able to get out alive? It's so low. No, finally Hildreth goes down. So nice play there. What did you see?
No, I just wanted to say that Hildreth has been caught off guard here and being really good play by Sunrise for the Belgian national team. As the sentry has been worked on by Buttnose and Grenjabob, sapped and killed with Shotty. As England finally getting some ground, and probably going to be a first point for them here.
And that's the danger of holding so aggressively after those Uber exchanges. We know we talked about it before. England backed off last time. This time they exchanged Ubers. They pushed through, and guess what? They killed almost the entire Belgian team as Casual went down there from a nice snipe there, trying to back up the hill. So that's going to give a nice 60% Uber advantage here, as the spy is on Oxy right now, but he's not going to be able to get anything with that here. As Belgium has to be careful because they're in a very defensive position. It actually might be much better just to hold this incredibly passively on second and opt for a better third hold. Even building a gun on second here is a bit risky, as they do take down the Pyro, but Oxy now at the 90%. We should be seeing a push here pretty shortly.
Cool. But as you said, like, it's a really interesting spot for the Sentry. It's very defensive, but it goes down eventually here to Hildreth, taking 2 kills over there with a demo man, the split, as Belgium is actually moving on to the third point, decided to abandon second point. It's way too risky for them, as you know, third point is usually much easier for the defensive team to hold. I mean, this is probably the best Highlander payload map to date because of how the map is built. I mean, first point is kind of easy to cap, second is harder and harder, but you can see that pop being just initiated by the blue team here. England trying to get something out of it, but it's being countered very well by Belgium national team here. Actually suiciding their sack soldier for, you know, just getting some more ground for this team, as Casual gonna have a little bit of an advantage, not much though, and it's a quick fix.
Yeah, I really don't know if I like the idea of quick fix. I mean, obviously it kind of worked out there in that push, and I mean, I guess we'll kind of see if I can be proven wrong, but I generally think quick fix on defense is not a good idea here. But I mean, they're at least getting the frags to kind of sustain this hold on the third point, and we'll see what happens out with this push. I mean, you can't really get aggressive with a quick fix on defense. I mean, you can try, but any exchange you get is going to come out of your favor because your respawns are so slow on the defensive side. Though fortunately, England is peaking one by one, and they are dying just like that. As we have, how much? 6 minutes and 49 seconds left on the clock here, as Hildreth is getting some nice spam. Oxy is going to come to his 100% Uber, as Hildreth is getting aggressive on this hillside, so we should see a push here fairly shortly out of the English side, as I'm trying to see here, it finally does come out. The quick fix is going to be counterpop, but it's not going to be able to save that soldier, as Delman's already running through here. Good separation by the Belgian Pyro, as Delman's actually doing a good job of staying alive. Actually, just to say that he does go down, as well as the Heavy actually stays alive there, and that Heavy 1v1, but that cart's going to be captured. It's almost only 3 alive here for the defensive side.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate for Belgium, as they lost about 3 or 4 people before England actually pushed, so it was a really good cue for them, for English national team here, to push into the Belgium, get themselves a nice win in that engagement, getting themselves as well as third point. So about 6 minutes to go for Belgium, and they're on the back side here, on their back on the mat here. 6 minutes to go and last point.
Yeah, and they are stuck in quick fix. Actually, Spelly had a nice pipe there onto Oxy, so that's going to at least give the Uber advantage back to the Belgian side.
Yeah,
so here we come in.
We can see, there's England just trying to push in here with the Heavy, leading the charge, getting piped in the face by Spelly. He's not going anywhere, sir. Sack is working on Oxy as well, so no medic for the team, as an immediate quick fix pop just to keep this team healthy. As Belgium actually being very aggressive, getting a nice couple of kills and allowing their engineer to build up some serious defense.
Yeah, and that's exactly how Belgium's going to need to play this. The only way they're going to find success, or one of the few ways they're going to find success, is either push into them or good quick fix pop aggressive into the enemy team here, and that's just what they did. Really nice job cleaning that up. Oxy went down there, so they got to keep it going, as Hildreth's actually just trying to suicide actually into the medic, but isn't able to find any damage out onto the combo classes here. As England is starting to build up in this main side, good at play by Spelly. They're taking down the scout for England, as they're holding in a good, these are all kind of traditional spots here. Got the level 3 gun up on the final side. 4 minutes and 44 seconds left in the clock for England, which is definitely a holdable time. I mean, this last point can take a while, as Bob gets caught by Spelly there in his little hiding spot.
Yeah, it's, you know, quick fix on defense, like you said before, it's not the greatest, but it also has its uses. It keeps you very healthy, as the healing rate is much faster. The Uber charge rate is like 100%, as well as a very underrated effect of the quick fix. No knockback, as Kuski has been popped on the attackers here. England trying to get some snipes with the Heavy bubble bobber, as well as Hildreth putting some nice crit sticks there, as very nice play by Edie going in, getting himself a couple of kills spare with his teammates, as actually Conjurer has been popped as well. Very nice retaliation coming out of Samsky with the help of Oxo Cuboid.
And I think that's kind of the downside of the quick fix right there, is they basically wiped as just a Delman's trying to defend this car up. That's not going to be enough as everybody is dead. They get a couple respawns, but still go out in the favor of England. But that's just it, is you push in Uber into a quick fix, unless the other team really misplays their Uber, the Uber is going to win every single time. And it's the reason that it usually, so England had one bad push in, England had their medic die one time on their push prior to the push in, and then every other time England's been successful. Like, I'm just surprised that, the Belgian medic, like, okay, we had the quick fix, we're backing up to last, like, why not run back into spawn? Why not switch out back to, like, something that's going to be at least useful? Or you gotta get aggressive with it. You can't wait to be pushed into, and their entire class got separated, and England had 9 people alive, while Belgium had 0.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if we're going to see some strategies. As I said, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit biased here. I never see that playstyle in NA. Sure, it's very, very rare to see a quick fix playstyle, let alone on defense.
Meta's kind of different, across the ocean. But also, I just wanted to point out that it is very, like, as I said, underrated aspect of quick fix is no knockback. When you push, or when you just go in, which is really good when you like try to push around really risky ledges, and for example on the 3rd point, or just want to push into the sentry. Is also no knockback. At the same time, it is very difficult for the medic if you decide to go quick fix on defense. You just happen to not die because you're so safe, or you just play well. You get stuck on quick fix. And the other team, the gaming medic, just goes in, dies, and he says, "Oh well, I guess just switch to crit screw," which England did. And obviously, like, crit screw completely demolishes quick fix as in rock paper scissors kind of scheme here, and it's just been a whack over there. I mean, they kind of wasted most of the crit screw, but it's still enough for England to push. So as it was good enough for them to use it, and it worked out well for them in the end.
Yeah, well, the one thing to note though is that as we know, we kind of talk over the quick fix. I do want to mention, like, that is not the full reason that Belgium lost that round. I think kind of just they struggled all around with their positioning and stuff like that. But the one thing to note is that with about, I think it was like 4 minutes left in the clock, Belgium actually held England for about 8 minutes there. So a very solid time. We saw USA capture it in 4 minutes against the Swiss team. So I mean, like, 8-minute time is, like, very respectable for a defensive side. So Belgium showing they're not pushovers here, as they are going to be starting out on defense. Now they're going to set the time, or the defensive time at least, as English is going to be on offense again as we come into the second half. England up 1-0.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Who just joining us, and this is BlackOut Gaming 2. Jake, staying with me is Sigafoo, and on camera is Arjax. So, watching England versus Belgium. Coming up as the gates are about to be open in 15 seconds, as walk me through once again on this ancient defense. Pretty much as before. I mean, worked out well for them. They managed to hold off England for a very long time on first, surprisingly.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a gun. I mean, it makes it's far enough back. I mean, like I said, it can be spammable from pushes in, but you know what? I've honestly been proven wrong. Both the engineers have been running this spot. It seemed to be working out most of the time. So kudos to them to running this. I also like the dispenser spot of the engineer. I don't need to, like, kind of focus on the minute details, but I really like this engineer's dispenser spot on the stairwell here, as we actually do that slowly jumping up. He gets pushed back by that sentry as Jakeowaty's trying to work in on the back side here. So we might see a stab here pretty shortly, as he's right behind that medic. As a whole Belgian team just is all the way back up as Jakeowaty gets caught out there, and this first point's going to go down pretty early, as they just got too many casualties in that opening push by England.
And it looks like, oh, that's so unfortunate, as he just has been sniped by Cloudy. So the sentry is not going to get zapped back, and it's not going to be set up on the second point for a better hold, as Belgium actually tries to save it as long as possible. England actually effortlessly pushing the first point without any retaliation coming out of Belgium. Like, that is really surprising at the first hold, actually, the last round they did. Instead, they opted to just save their Uber, actually, and hold off on the second point.
I mean, I don't think that was necessarily the wrong play to make. I mean, they had about 4 or 5 players down here. Actually, Jakeowaty in a really good spot. He did a little double jump back to the heavy, catches him out there. Oh, Jakeowaty thought he'd get the stab. But, I mean, they had 5 players down within, like, the first 15 seconds with 10-second respawns, and England was getting very aggressive, and they opted, like, let's just try to go for a better second hold. than risk having everybody die like they did last time, as we're seeing aggression out of Hildreth from the main tunnel area. Actually, Pyro doing a good job trying to air blast him off. If Uber does pop him up, I'm sorry, gets popped out onto Hildreth, but he's getting him pushed out here as this Uber's not being very effective. They are taking some ground, but the incredibly passive nature and deaths coming out for Belgium here. So this is going to be another point for England here, as now Belgium a little bit too aggressive here. They need to back up. They need to get out, as the heavy does go down, as the Delman is also pretty low. Medic's actually pretty exposed here. It's actually Soldier coming behind, gets 2 nice rockets, and drops Casual there. As Oxy did go down to a nice headshot by 0, so at least medics are going to be exchanged here. But look at how many are dead for Belgium. This is not looking good for them. They might have to just get onto that last point, depending on how well the English get aggressive.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate for Casual. I mean, he saved his Uber from first point to second, and I actually admired his patience in popping the Uber. He actually managed to hold it for very long, but in the end, it didn't work out too well for him, as he dropped the Uber to the Soldier Samsky. So, kind of unfortunate for the medic for Belgium, as England is just actually established themselves off to the last point. It does not look too well for them. For Belgium here, England is just really aggressive. Oh. Ouch.
Cloudy, what a snipe onto the medic there, taking down Casual, opening it up for Oxy here at 50%. I talked about a 4-minute time. We might even beat that here, as we're at 2 minutes, and we're going to be capturing this card here on the 3rd point. That is an insane time to be set here. Is actually Oxy went down as well for the English side, so at least that's going to give Casual a chance to regroup here on the defense on this final point.
Yeah, this is not looking too well for Belgium here. I mean, they managed to get their footing on the window area here, with the heavy being on the aggressive side. But
Belgium
they do
switched to
not have
crits.
Oh, I like it. I
don't
do
know.
like this idea. I do like this idea. If they actually build it fast enough, they can just surprise England completely and just wipe them out in this little choke, as you can see the door. You just pop the crit screen on the heavy on the demo man and just get kills, acquire kills.
I mean, if it works, it's going to be beautiful, but if it doesn't work, you're going to lose this game. Like, I mean,
Pretty
you're
much.
basically banking your entire game on this situation, as they are at the 95%. Look, they are going to go right away. I mean, as you said, they need to do it right away here. As Grinchaba might have called it out, but they're still not doing it. Oxy at 73%. They need to start doing something a little bit closer here. Yeah, I mean, where are they? I mean, the entire English side, look at how far back they are. The crit kick must have been called out as a sack goes down, so no Soldier here on the defensive side. 17 seconds respawns, as it's actually, yeah, I mean, now they're just going to be up for the English side. It does get popped off, but not really onto anybody. Hildreth and the Demo Man trying to push up this backside stairs, actually getting onto the medic, trying to get aggressive as they know that he doesn't have Uber Charge, pushes him all the way out. He holds onto the Kritzkrieg, don't need to worry about dropping that, as Grinch, it's actually the scout in on the medic, trying to get a shot onto him, not able to connect there as the medic's all the way back and spawn here, as they still have the Kritzkrieg, so this might work out in their favor eventually.
Casual's very, very patient as Uber is here once again, holding onto this very, very patiently. Still has a spell in his leash, but the problem is that England's getting their positions up, getting this window area as well, so if they want to react, things react fast, as Oxy's about to get his second Uber, and that's not what you want with the Kritzkrieg up, as a Contra has been popped, dropping Waffle Casual once again. This is grim. This is looking very grim for Belgium, as England is actually being said, okay, medics down, let's go in, let's just go and push everything, put everything on one card. Granjabub trying to delay and distract as much as possible. Edie going on the aggressive side, trying to put some damage out on the medic, but the Uber has been popped by Oxy on the Soldier, getting him some nice buffs, and the card has been pushed at 5 minutes and 24 seconds for England.
I mean, at least they were able to stop them on that last point, but that last play by when Casual went down, holding on to the Kritzkrieg, that's a really nice play actually out of Cherry Rendezvous, who ended up getting the frag with the help of the Soldier, because he actually utilized the fact that the engineer on the defensive side on red had his gun wrangled so it wasn't shooting, so he actually just straight through the enemy line and ran right at the medic, and Casual was just looking at the Soldier, so he's able to secure that kill. But I mean, again, like, if we just change out the Medi's gun right there, if we take it from he had Kritzkrieg to he had Uber, the Uber charge would have been exactly the same. I mean, he would have died in the situation he died in because he would have popped it. But he also might have been able to challenge Hildreth and retake that ground when Hildreth pushed into him, because Hildreth pushed in with 100% Uber. It's like, if you're going to switch to Kritzkrieg, you got to commit to it. Like, you can't, like, I don't, you know, but the thing is like...
Yeah, you just can't let it sit there and do nothing. You just gotta do something with it. You can't just like basically casual allowed the team to build another Uber in the time where he could have popped like 2 crit streaks. So it's just not what you're looking for when you go crit streak defense, and you decide to be very passive with it. In the end, didn't work out too well for Belgium.
Well, and also just to point out, it's like it's not just on necessarily Belgium, but it's also a good play on England for everybody backing up, so they wouldn't be exposed to the crit streak here. As we are seeing Belgium actually just bring their medic out right away, getting pretty aggressively, but look at the heavy. He's so far out. Bubble Bobbler securing 4 kills right there. Sorry, 3 kills with the help of Dumman, as Uber does get popped off, as England getting incredibly cocky here, just shutting it all down, as the medic did go down for each team there. Oxy with a nice, getting killed by Zero with a nice snipe there. But Casual, again, going down. Yeah, but this is going to slow them down here, as Belgium is going to try to re-push here, but with no Oxy, that's no support here. But we do have an incredibly aggressive sentry gun, but that should go down here pretty shortly. Maybe.
Once again, crit streak. Careful,
he's on crit streak again?
Yeah, he got his crit streak up. He's 100%, and he has his happy on the leash, Edie, leading the charge against Hildreth and his company. As Grandjob looking for a stab. Crit streak has been popped by the being bombed by Samsky right after, and Edie did not have enough time to actually react with the Tomislav being slower firing speed, and it's just not that good close range. It's maybe better in the long range, but close range not so much.
Yeah, I mean, crit streak in that situation, not the worst idea, because you do need to just constantly take ground, as we see that Bubble Bobbler going down there, trying to get aggressive, as well as with Hildreth here. As Oxy now at 75%, but they are down a few players here, but it looks like they're going to try to still hold pretty aggressively, as Hildreth actually takes down Casual down to 35 HP, who is standing on the cart. Grenjabov actually in a good position to be able to make a stab, or at least a play there. He does take down Zero, so no sniper here on the Belgian side on the offense here, as it looks like they're finally going to come down with the first point, as Uber is popped off onto the scout, who gets jump popped way back up, and now Oxy's actually in a little bit of a weird spot here. It's actually the scout tries to push around, but fortunately the sentry gun level 1 there is to save the medic's life, and Oxy's going to keep alive, as Casual's sitting at that 100%.
Going to be a very important next push for Belgium, as unfortunately Spyro takes down Bubble Bobber over the defensive England here, as well as Butnos getting pretty much killed by the fire there, and Belgium needs to do something here. The time is against them, as Quick has been popped in this little mine area. Hildreth's trying to delay them as much as possible with his body. It's not good enough, as the team is actually running away. Oxy, only 10 HP, managed to salvage his way out with the remaining 70% of his Uber charge, as Belgium actually very aggressive here, and actually that works so well for them so far. Medic actually survives this onslaught of Bubble Bobber. Point has been capped.
Yeah, nice play by Cloudy. They're getting a 4Ks. Medic alone on the cart. Cloudy knows where he is. Trying to get a snipe down there. But actually, I like this. This is, I mean, when teams get desperate, they get aggressive. And that's what ultimately almost always wins Highlander matches, that aggression here. As Cloudy trying to get a snipe onto the Delman, who opts to back down into this pipe area. But now this is a struggle. This is where you need to have perfect execution. The third point, the cart pushing, takes so long here, as Cloudy does take down the sniper Zero there, as the entire combo is actually Jakeowaty for the English side, but they're not going to be able to get anything from it, as again, taking down the cart push, that's going to slow it down. Oxy at 100% here, as Casual's at 100%. Quick fix here. The Uber is obviously going to win, but they did at least get the pop off there, so good job by them getting that exchange. Now they need to re-push in here pretty shortly, as the Spy's in on the medic. Gets a nice stab there. Oxy does go down, so that might be enough to open it up for the Belgian side, as they need to re-push, and they need to re-push quickly.
Yeah, Spyro really waited for a good opportunity to get the medic, as it's very crucial for Belgium to get anything right here in this exchange, losing a couple of players in that last engagement. Casual gonna get his quick fix fairly soon, and as a card is being pushed in the meantime by the scout and the engineer, with Zero being really aggressive, trying to get some snipes over, but England trying not to let them do that, as you know, there's only a minute and a half to go, but if they really just put their rear in gear, as some people would say, they can do this, and England knows that.
And here comes actually the quick fix popped off on the Belgian side. This is what they need to do. They need to get aggressive. They need to take that ground here, as actually the heavy's getting pretty low. That is Edie going down there. So the medic's actually pretty close, and actually Delman and Medic getting way too aggressive here. They actually might get caught out. Is Delman able to stay alive? It looks like he is, as well with this pyro, and that's going to actually prompt England to back up here. The cart should be captured here, ×3 onto the cart. It is still technically possible for him to go all the way through here, but Oxy's at 65%. The Spy's actually getting a good position right behind the medic. Decides to gets the stab! Spyro saving his team potentially. His Opsy goes down, only 5 alive here on the defensive side. Only mini sentries as well, so no level 3. That gives Casual at 70%. 35 seconds left in the clock. Times 3 on the card. They absolutely can do this.
Okay, what Casual needs to do now is just get his quick fix up, pop it on the cart, and just never let go. Keep going in. That quick fix has been popped just now. Only about 4 people up. Just got the respawn for England. Can England do this? They're actually getting their way out of the spawn with a heavy demo and medic on the aggressive side on the top. It looks like Belgium's losing a lot of players on the card. There's only Pyron and Sunrise trying to, keep the dream alive. But looks like England's reinforcements are gonna take care of him as they're pushing out, getting some aggressive positions. And looks like people are just calling GGs in the chat. And there you go, 2-0. For England in this matchup here. Oh, man.
Yeah, Belgium. I mean, they were right there. I think that one of the things that if Belgium would have done, I think if they would have brought like maybe their soldier or their demo up to that balcony area, just to like preemptively, because that's where the demo man and the heavy win. That's where like a lot of teams go to spam down, go up there, have someone contest that area. Might have helped them out there, but I mean, either way, I mean, just fantastic final push there. I mean, Belgium, they seem to be a great team, especially when they can get that fire, lit underneath of them. They seem to be very good. Their DM seems to be right up there. And despite England, being obviously a very strong team, they almost matched that 5-minute time. So definitely exciting stuff out of Belgium to see what they do for the rest of the series. And despite the 2-0, stat line, I felt like Belgium performed pretty well given the circumstances.
Yeah, they should be proud of themselves. I mean, they were up against much stronger enemies here, and it's just not really enjoyable when you just have to play those much stronger enemies. They're stronger, but they really showed what they could do. They had a couple of tricks up their sleeve, especially the last offense in the first round. So, like, definitely, you should not underestimate Belgian national team, as they actually managed to get a couple of nice plays going off. But there you go, folks. That's been BlackOut Gaming 2, casting the Belgium versus England national Highlander team. Tonight with me was Sigafoo, and of course Arjax on the camera. Thanks once again for watching us, and of course stay tuned for more Highlander Nations Cup action.